This screencast demonstrates how to change the settings in a Moodle course. I'm currently on my Moodle homepage, so I've logged into Moodle and I can see a list of the courses I've got available for me to access. I've just requested a new course from the Moodle team called European History, and they've emailed me to say that's now available and it's appeared in my course list. This is a brand new course, I've never worked on it before. I'm just going to click to go into the course. So as you can see, because this is a new course, there's not anything here. All we have here is the default blocks and sections that appear in every Moodle course. So I've got 10 sections in the middle of the page that I can use to put content in. I've got an introductory section at the top of the page here, and I've got some blocks around the side of the page. So these sections at the side of each page are called blocks. So before I start to put content onto my Moodle course and start using it with my students, it's advisable to set your course up so it works the way that you want it to work. The main way that you can do this is through your course settings. If you have a look on the left hand side of the page here, you can see there's a settings block. And within here there's lots of different links that you'll be using as you progress and improve your Moodle skills. But for the moment we're just going to look at setting up the course. So we're going to click on the link that says Edit Settings. Clicking on that link will take you into your course settings page, and this is where you can change and adjust a lot of the things that decide how your course is going to work and how it's going to look. The course full name and the course short name are actually set by the Moodle team when you create your course, and you can't change these. If you do want to change them, then you need to contact the Moodle team via the IT help desk. So the first thing that you actually can adjust is the course summary. Now the course summary should be a description of what the course is and what it's actually about. And this can be viewed by students prior to logging in or as they're browsing through courses. So it's quite important. So you'll see there's nothing here at the moment. So you can enter some text in this section here. This is a simple basic text editor, a lot like a version of Word that appears in your browser. So I'm just going to type a couple of sentences about the course. Okay. And of course you can add more or less to that. The next decision I need to make about how my course is going to work is what course format I'm going to use. Now this relates to the topics and sections that appear in the centre of the page. I'll just show you what they look like. My course is currently set up in topics format, so I've got 10 sections in the middle of the page numbered from 1 to 10. If I wanted to change this, I'll just go back into the Edit Settings page again and go to the section that says Format. Now you have a few different options here. I'm only going to look at the two main options that are used by tutors in this college for the purposes of this video, but you will be able to find an additional document in this section discussing the other formats. So we have topics format, that's what's currently selected, and that's the default setting for every Moodle course. You can change it to weekly format. If I select weekly format, instead of having the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it will have the dates of the week. So this works well if you're running a course that runs very strictly from week to week and you know what your students will be studying on each particular week. So if I save my changes now to show you what that looks like, you can see now instead of the numbers 1 to 10, I've got the dates of each week displayed here. Now you'll notice that this date starts at the 20th of October, and if I go back into Edit Settings, you can see that the start date of the course is set to the 20th of October. So it's very important if you use the weekly format to make sure that you set that start date accurately to ensure that the weeks are displayed as you want them to be. Your next option is to decide how many weeks or topics that you want to have displayed in your course. We would always recommend to have the minimum number of topics that you actually need. It's a really bad idea to have empty topics with no content in. It confuses the students, so they expect to see something there, and when there isn't, they think there's a problem. So I'm going to adjust this to 3, and that will just give me 3 sections in my course. Just save my changes to show you that. Okay, so you can see I've now just got 3 topics. Now at any point in time you can adjust this. So if you need to add an additional topic or remove a topic at any time, you can just go back into Edit Settings and adjust this number here. So you can go up or down. Okay. So moving on now to look at some of the other key settings in this section. It asks you whether you would like to show the gradebook to students. There are lots of different activities in Moodle that will result in a grade for a student. It could be a quiz or an assignment or some other sort of assessment. And you can decide whether you want the students to be able to go in and see their grades. Generally this should be left at yes unless you have a reason why the students shouldn't see their grades. There's a section here that says Force Theme. Now this actually allows you to change the theme, the look and feel of your Moodle course. Generally speaking, we would ask that you don't change that. And the reason being is that we've picked an accessible theme, so students with various visual impairments, perhaps they're dyslexic, can actually change their own theme to make sure that it's accessible and visible to them. In this section here, the group section, you can decide whether you want to use a grouping mode for your course. If you have a large group and perhaps you have 2 different classes of both studying the same course, you can set up groups within your course to help you manage things like assignments, deadlines, various different things. If you want to use groups, if you select separate groups, that will allow you to use those groupings within your course. There is a separate screencast on how to set up and manage groups in Moodle further along down this course. Availability. This allows you to make your course available or unavailable to your students. If you're going to be doing a large amount of editing on your course, or perhaps it's just not ready yet, you can just select this course is not available to students and they won't be able to access it during that time. You just need to make sure you remember to turn it on again. Okay, you can force the language and change the language, which suggests that you don't with that. You can turn completion tracking on. Now completion tracking is something that you're actually participating in now as part of this specific course. When you can see a tick appear next to each activity or each resource that you've viewed, that's completion tracking. It allows the student and allows you to see how far that particular student has got through the course. Again, there'll be more details on completion tracking as we go through this course. I'm going to set that to enabled at the moment. You can then start to look at role renaming. Role renaming has caused quite a lot of confusion with our staff as to how it should be used. Basically, it allows you to change the word that you use for lecturer or support tutor or student. So if you use the word learner, for example, rather than student, you could enter learner into this box here. If you use the word teacher instead of lecturer, you can change it here. Okay, this is not a section for you to enter your own name. That has caused some confusion in the past. So when you're happy with all of your settings, you can click Save Changes and you'll be taken back to your course main page. Your course is now set up and ready to use.